football team, defending champions, and we're going to their place. So it'll be a huge challenge for us, like every week is. But yeah, definitely have a ton of respect for them. Very talented team, really well coached, do a really nice job.
How long did it take you in the offseason to mentally, emotionally get over that loss?
Good question. I didn't really try to keep track of it, to be honest with you. But yeah, definitely. Anytime, the closer you get, if you don't get there, it stings. So. You look back at the tape, you watch some of that from this week just because it was the most recent time that we played them and realized that we were close in a lot of areas, and then a lot of areas we need to clean up as well. So, difficult loss like they all are, but especially that late in the season for sure, it's one that sticks with you a little bit.
And obviously early last year we were talking a lot about red zone. Every year is different, every game is different. How do you view that going into this week, learning from last week?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes down to executing and obviously the keys to the red zone, take care of the football, run the football, and then when you get opportunities in the pass game to make them, go ahead and make them. And we didn't do some of that. We did it sometimes and we scored touchdowns. We did do it other times we didn't. I don't know if you're ever going to be 100% throughout a season, but you just try every single time you get down there to make sure you ratchet up the intensity on executing it and doing it with physicality, and we do that, we'll be in a good place.
Despite their success, the secondary is still pretty young overall, but they're at the same level from just 3 months since the last time we faced them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the guys that were rookies last year, or young guys last year, are doing a heck of a job. I thought they played great last year, to be honest with you, and it feels like they've kind of picked up right where they left off. A couple new pieces in the back end, but guys that are really talented. Dory's been in the league for a long time. He's played for a bunch of years and had a bunch of battles against him, so he's a really talented player as well. And the young kid they got in the safety looks to be the part as well. It's probably his third NFL game coming up, so there's things you're always going to learn and do as you go along. But I think when you look at them top to bottom, they're really, really talented on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know. I think looking back on mine, it was a long time ago, I can't remember. But no, I mean, sometimes I think, guys are out because it's an injury that is frankly unlucky they can't play with it. There's plenty of injuries out there that guys go down with a rolled ankle or they got this, that, or the other, and they can continue to play through it. It sounds like I'm not talking about one specific person, but there's plenty of guys out there that just are unable to play through it, and that's part of it. It's unfortunate. It's not a fun part of the game. You spend so much time, I know those guys did, preparing their body and their mind to get ready to play a full NFL season and lead their teams. And when you're not out there, it's tough and it's disappointing. But I'm sure those guys will do everything they can to get back.
When Puka and Devontae both went out there in those first 2 games, what did you notice about how each of their skill sets not only complement the other, but also just the way that opens up opportunities for each player?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice being me, It's nice being me and lining up and knowing that we got two guys that really got more than two, but those two guys have done a heck of a job in the last couple of years. Obviously, Devontae a little bit, a few more years than Puka, but done a great job in the last couple of years making big plays, and that's what's showing up to me. These guys are, when they're getting their opportunities to make plays, they're making great ones. Puka, unbelievable run. That one he was pass thrown to him, an unbelievable run on a short yardage play we had where he scored it from 45. Devontae had a number of great catches and did a great job, getting loose for that touchdown late. So I feel lucky. I know, I'm not every quarterback in the league gets to drop back and throw it and hand it off to the guys that we have, and so I feel good about that.
How much are you thinking process their preferences as far as ball placement and things like that in real time versus second nature?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's that. I think any ball that I throw to them, they're probably fired up about. As a receiver, just general rule, they like it when they throw it to them. More so, what can I do to help the play? Am I trying to tell a guy to slow down by throwing it on his back shoulder? Am I telling him he's got room in front by throwing it out in front? Or am I offsetting it from a defender who can't see? Those are the things more so than like, hey, I'm trying to, Devontae likes him on his shoelaces to go and pick him up off the ground, right? I don't think, he's probably fired up and throwing the ball, but second of all, I'm sure he would like it, more on the face mask. Although the last week probably needed to be in a down and away spot. But no, I think more so just trying to, how can I help the play be successful, whether that's out in front, behind, doing anything I can. And I'm not always, going to hit it right where I want it. But that's the thought.
Is there a key to scoring on the first drive other than execution? I mean, when you watch all the NFL games on Sunday, let's face it, offenses don't score on the first drive, at least a touchdown, more often than they get stopped.
Yeah, I would say, sometimes you go out there and you line up and you execute perfectly. They play exactly what you think they're gonna play, and it looks and feels exactly like what you thought it might feel like. And other times, you may not execute the right way, or it looks completely different, or a myriad of things. So it could be anything. There is sometimes a feeling out period in a game. Other times it's like you line up and you go, oh man, it's exactly what we thought. Here we go, let's roll. And then it boils down to just executing and making plays. Not every play call is called into the perfect defense, and I might have to check one down or move it around. So the better I can do at that, of keeping the ball in play, giving our guys opportunities, the better. But I think probably around the league, that's why you look and see that. Hey, this is what we think is going to happen, or this is what we think might work, or hey, let's see where this end is playing, or that tackle is playing, or whatever it is. And sometimes you got to punt, or you kick a field goal, or whatever it is on the first drive, just trying to figure out what to do next.
You think about going up against the big Fangio defense, just what kind of stands out about just his approach and what makes his defense kind of unique?
Yeah, I mean, he's as good as there is doing it, has been for a long time, had a lot of games against teams that he's coached either as a head coach or on the defensive side of the ball. A ton of respect for who he is as a coach, the way he sets up his players to be successful. They got a ton of talent on that defense at the moment, and they're doing a hell of a job letting those guys go play. When you look at his defenses, they're multiple. He'll match personnel, he won't match personnel. He'll pressure certain games, not pressure other games. He just does a really nice job of mixing it up, keeping you on your toes, and making you think as a quarterback and as a coordinator.
When you play Super Bowl champs, does this feel like a measuring stick for this team?
I mean, anytime I put the pads on, I feel like that. It doesn't matter who we're playing. Go out there and prove it as a team, prove it as a player every single time we go out there on Sunday. Doesn't matter who we're playing. Obviously, like I said earlier, a ton of respect for the Eagles, their coaches, their players, what they've been able to accomplish in the last couple of years. So it's obviously a great opportunity. It's going to be, I'm sure, a great environment there in Philly, and be a big challenge for us. Thank you.